Yeah. Welcome again. Welcome again. Yeah, you know who this is. Yeah, I'm back with another one. Yeah, we want to say grand rising to everyone. I hope everyone we hope everyone is doing well and doing you know and this is interesting week that we have encountered. We have encountered our we got a new chief of police and we just gonna see how it works out, because hey, yo, she's a very educated individual. I listened to her carefully. I listened to her closely. She's a very educated individual, and because she talked about a lot of different things that should be, could be, would be implemented here in the city of Jackson. Uh, she talked about a lot of things that the police department uh, is facing as far as their budget, as far as their overtime budget. She talked about a lot of different things, and I'm gonna say this, you know, like, you got kids, right? You got a child. You know when your child lying, they can come in with whatever kind of face they want to come in with, but you know when that sucker lying. You know when she telling you a lie. When he when the lies coming through their teeth. I'm telling you, there's a certain demeanor that you have when you telling the truth. You know, there is, and you can't act that. That's not an act. You can't make that up. There's certain things you just can't make up. So, and there were certain things in that interview that she had with the city council that I looked over. I looked over it twice. I looked over it the first time, and then I looked over it in the recordings. And sometimes you gotta look at something twice, three times, maybe four times in order to really get uh, an understanding to what's being disseminated. Uh, I really listened to her very closely. She's not bull crapping. She's not bull crapping. Yeah, she's got a lot of. It's a lot of studies. She's a very very astute individual that has and I think that she is what Jackson needs because she's not looking at this from a one-sided situation in terms of just the police department. She ain't looking at just healing and working out some of the kinks in the police department. She's looking at this from all aspects of her duty as police chief. And maybe that's what's needed. Now I can't speak about anyone else, but I'm merely look because I'm merely looking at her. I wasn't there for to kind of examine those other police chiefs that came before her. You know, but I can say based on what has been done It don't matter what was said. It don't matter what was, because at the end of the day, that's what this really is gonna be about. But I'm just merely speaking about what she was talking about. She just got a demeanor about herself that I'm not questioning her credibility at all. I'm not going to question, because it's just certain things you can't make up. It's just certain things that she was certain things she was answering that, man, you just can't make it up. You just can't make it up. But the one thing that stuck out to me more so than anything was when she talked about, I think she said it was her grandmother said, a person's hands and their feet. But the reason why I brought that up, because see, she touched on something that I talk about to my children. If you take care of the little stuff, because see, the little stuff turns into big stuff. If you take care of the little stuff, then you'll take care of the big stuff. You can't take care of the big stuff and the little stuff is left there. If you don't clean up, if you don't pick up that little piece of paper on the floor and you just walk over it, okay, what else are you going to walk over? Whose feelings are you going to walk over in a relationship with a significant other or a family member? Well, a family member is a significant other. Or, who, so who, I'm talking about like somebody like a spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever situation. Little stuff. You caring enough to pick up that paper and not walking over it. You caring enough to go into your child's room and asking them, are they okay? Little stuff. That's what really matters. So that's, now, that's from a personal standpoint for me. That's what stuck out for me from her. She shared that. But so yeah, she deserves a chance. She deserves a chance. I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna say this, and y'all, hey, y'all call it whatever y'all want, but I'm just being 100 about this. If she gonna come in here and do this work, I understand what the cap is. I understand it's $130,000 cap. But if she gonna bring tools to this city, and she gonna make this city better, because we always can be better. They need to pay her bread. They need to pay her bread. I'm just being real. I understand what budgets are. I understand all of that. I understand, but I'm like this. It's one or two things, in my opinion. Don't make no promises you can't keep. Because if you make a promise to somebody coming in and you don't keep them, they're going to walk right back out that door. They're going to come in and tell you what they're going to do. They're going to come in and they're going to start implementing what they're going to do. But if you don't pay them their bread, now think about you for a minute. Let's say you, whatever it is that you do, if I hire you to do a job, and I tell you, Mister, I'm gonna pay you X amount of dollars, and you agree to that, Then you come in, and then I got a set. I got a budget in my organization that's set to pay you a certain amount. That's misleading. And say I can't give you, once you get in there, I can't give you what I told you we talked about, but I can give you this, and maybe we can work something out on the back end. You're gonna walk. I can guarantee you that you're gonna walk, because that's misleading. Don't get me down here and tell me, you know what I'm saying, and get my ideas and all this kind of junk, and then get my ideas and my resources and my my resources and my sources, and then you gonna tell me you only can pay me this? No. No, 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 no. No. And I'm gonna tell you something. Councilman Foote, he voted no for a reason. He voted no for a reason. I don't know. I don't. Well, I don't care to know. I'm gonna just be real. I don't care to know. I don't care to know. But I can tell you this, and I think that could be the problem. He could probably see that she is genuine, but he know that they gonna shit on her, or they possibly, allegedly, everything's alleged, that allegedly they could possibly gonna shit on her. I don't know. I'm just, I'm just speculating. I don't know what's in that man's mind. I can't, I don't even know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying. That's what's in my mind. It may not be in his mind. It may not be. But I'm saying that's in my mind. And for me, for me, if I didn't know that this type of thing with, if I know the numbers, right? If I was sitting on the council and I know the numbers, and it was presented to me that we're going to have this individual come in to be our new chief, and we're going to give her $150,000, and I know, I'm saying to myself, well, we can't do that because we got it's $130,000 cap. So I ain't voting. If I can't pay you what I want, I don't want you here, because I want to be ensured that you're gonna do a good job, and you're gonna get. And if you're gonna do a good job like you say you're gonna do, and you're gonna rock and roll, you need to get paid. She ain't spent all that goddamn time up there in Pennsylvania twirling her goddamn thumbs. Yeah, I'm advocating for the system. Fuck that. But I'm just keeping it a buck here. I'm keeping it a buck here. She done spent all that time getting all this education for you to come down here, for her to come down here to Jacktown, and they pigeonhole her. If she walk, I don't, like my man, like Pop say on Friday, if she walk, I don't give a damn. But that's what, hey, it is what it is. Anyway, So, but anyway, I was also looking at the thing with the city council, that they held on Tuesday. And, when they went up for public comments, Yo, that's Sister Brittany Bowman. We need, if you view this video, Sister Bowman, I'm gonna tell you straight up, you are needed. Your contributions is heard. Your contributions to South Jackson is heard, because you definitely gonna make it heard. Straight up. I don't know you, you don't know me, but I love you. Because if you taking that much time out to do what you gotta do for your community, you deserve to be heard. Your emails deserves to be answered. Your phone calls need to be taken. Your name should be heard all over this city. If you're taking time out to do something about your neighborhood, so you got every right to be angry or pissed off or whatever you want to be. Even if you maybe you wasn't, maybe it was interpreted that you were, but I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I saw you were very passionate about what you do. And you know, sometimes, sister girl, I'm gonna tell you like this. People take passion for anger, especially black passion. So you just keep that in mind. And you keep on coming to the city council. This platform, yo, it's what I do. This is what I do. You know, I'm talking to the citizens, to the residents. I use this platform. This is my contribution. 601 Network, Real Jackson News is what I do. Because I can't get out there and adequately, you know, I go to the meetings and things of that nature. Yes, I do. But as far as my individual contribution, right here, boom, coming at you, giving it to you raw, telling you what's up and everything. So Brittany Bowman, yo, my hat comes off to you. You know, yo, Miss Epps, I hear you too. You keep on advocating for that city, for that Jackson Zoo. Keep on doing what you're doing. And I'm telling you, it's, you know, look, but let me say this, and I'm just gonna, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. The only thing that I'm concerned with is you get this thing built up, and you get this thing all built up. You know where I'm going with it. And you get these major corporations come in and want to take it over. And you know where I'm going with it. And it's a slap in the face for you to put in all this work and somebody else come in and want to take it over. You know. So protect yourself. And watch who you're talking to. Watch who you're shaking hands with. Because once you get this thing built, let me tell you something, all money ain't good money. Once you get this thing built up, you get the thing built up with what money? Okay, so we got donations coming in, but you got to be careful. All money ain't good money. Somebody come in and get a seat at the table that don't have your interest at heart. They don't have that zoo. I don't live too far from the zoo. I know what's up. I understand what's going on. The crap been going on for forever. So, y'all, you just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you. I wanted to get on here because, yo, advocacy is what's needed. Advocacy is what's needed for our communities because ain't nobody gonna advocate. Only thing they're gonna do is come in and they're gonna criticize and they're gonna go right back out to whatever county they from, whatever city they from. Come in, they talk about Jackson this, Jackson that. I see the videos. I listen. I'm telling you, I listen to the videos. I listen to all that crap that they talk about Jackson. So we got an opportunity to work it out. Let's work it out. But now one of the things, one of the things I really wish that they would have asked that question about. I really wish they would have asked about the Terrence thing. They should have asked her if she ever comes out to one of the meetings that I attend, like Jane Avenue or whatever. I'll tell you straight up. I'm gonna ask her about that deterrence. That is an important part of the job. And I understand that resources is the key. Lack of resources. Understand, and she understands about that resource. She understands those numbers. Maybe we do need somebody smart like that to come in because she was dropping numbers. And she was accurate. Because ain't nobody going to come on record telling a darn lie. Ain't nobody going to go on record doing that. Not for a position like that. She was studied. So she know her numbers. She studied the information. So that's key. So, but like I said, but that deterrence, like I said, I understand the numbers about, what kind of resources we have. And, and how we implement the resources and all that kind of stuff. I understand all that. But that's an ongoing problem. Because running stop signs and red lights and stuff like that happens all the time in my neighborhood. Right here on my street where I live. Goes down all the time. So, but that was one of the questions that I would have asked. What's up with the deterrence issue needs to be brought up. In certain in these areas, in these high populated areas where people live. So, but like I say, hey, she need to be given a chance. I'm just concerned about a lot of other different things, like that salary situation and all that kind of jazz. I hope they get it worked out. And believe me, when I tell you, that's gonna hurt than help if there's a problem. They better get it straight because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt than help. We don't need no problems. We have had enough problems with that trash. We had enough problems with that previous administration. Come on, Jackson. Y'all know what I'm talking about. From former Mayor Lumumba gave us more problems than we needed. We don't need more problems. We need to move the city forward with no issues. As far as administrative issues, no. No, hell no. We don't need no problems. That dude there, my one question, is what kind of legacy did he leave? Okay. All right. I'll wait on that one. I'll talk about. We can go. We talk about something else. Yo, what kind of legacy did he leave? You know, what alleged? What an was it? What an alleged indictment? What? What? Come on, man. Dude, yo, dude was yo, it's crazy. The water, come on, man, come on, dude. The, we wouldn't be in this pickle with the water if this dude, with this because of this dude. Let's call ace a ace, spade a spade. We would not be in the pickle we in with this water. Bringing in somebody new. Bringing in somebody new. And I'm going to tell you something. And it's real. My question is, did they grill Ted Hennepin the way they grilling this police chief? Don't scrutinize her. Because I don't, They should have scrutinized him. They should have scrutinized, hey, look, I'm just going to keep it 1,000. He from somewhere else. Okay. What they say? You win some, you lose some. You win some, you lose some. I'm just being real. I'm just keeping it 1,000. They, like I said, but they had no questions about his bread. All right. Look, listen. Look, and that's what's going on. There wasn't no issue about his money. He getting paid what he getting paid with no problem. Why is it that we got somebody really adequate to come down here and do what they got to do for a long term possible? If she meets all the requirements, if she's going to implement what she's going to implement with using her sources, that's going to help the betterment of the city. Give that chick her bread. Y'all ain't say a ding dong word about Ted Hennepin and his bread. That man was retired, chilling where he was. He was retired, chilling where he was. You don't think she wanted to retire? Come on, man. She did 30 years. She paid her dues. You pull me out of retirement to come do a job, you're gonna pay me. And I'm gonna have it in writing before I walk out of Mississippi. I want it in writing before I walk out of Mississippi. So that means you better go back to your constituents, or back to your colleagues or whoever you need to talk to, and tell them that, hey, you bringing me in. and you paying me this, and it better be okay before I walk into wherever I'm walking into. Whether if I'm in Mississippi, coming into coming into some type of position or whatever, or from going out of town, out of the state or out of the town. That those kinks better be worked out. And believe me, when I tell you, I done had that before. I was told one thing, get there, it's a whole nother story. Man, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I mean, look, I'm just being real. I remember back in the days, yo, I used to be a truck driver, right? And I never forget, I went to this trucking company, and saying, boom, boom, went in there, coming in to, and they said, well, it's going to be about 4 days. They told me it was going to be 4 days orientation, right? Okay, cool. So I get up there, because I never forget, I had to go to Spartanburg, South Carolina, and they had everything. I mean, it was so country and backwards up there, and they had us staying in this old car dealership place they bought. Stayed up in that joint, boom, 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 whatever, a couple of days, whatever. I had some bread, so I ain't never eat the crap that they was serving, cause the heifer served soup all got for the 3 days I was there, cause I ain't stay there. I'm going to look. It's a long story to the short. I ain't stayed there but 3 days. But anyway, the reason why I ain't stay there because they promised me that I was gonna, I was coming out there, boom, boom, finish orientation, and they was gonna assign me a trainer to go, that I had to go out with to train with at the time, because I had just not too long I had gotten out of trucking school, and but I had my license and everything. You know what I'm saying? They tell me when I get there that I had to go through their truck driving school, and I had to pay a certain amount of money in order for me to do it. Oh, they say don't you worry about it, and they're gonna come out your pocket, but they're gonna finance it, and it's gonna come out when you get it. Man, I said that's the biggest darn scam I've ever heard in my life. Y'all get me all the way out here, and then y'all gonna tell me something different? Nah, I'm out. I sat there at that office and I listened to that lady talk. I said, ma'am, are you finished? She said, yeah. I said, can I get a bus ticket? I said, can I get a bus ticket? Because I want to leave. Because that is not what I was told before I came here. You see my point? And I got on down. And I think, and you know what? I didn't know what, they didn't even give me a bus ticket. They didn't even give me, my gal at the time had got me a bus ticket. She said, yo, just go on to the, what's the name, and she said, go on to the bus company, and here's the confirmation numbers. And I did, and I got on down. My bags was already packed. They took me to the bus station, and I was out. I said, y'all gonna they said, we going. I said, all right, yo, can you take me to the bus station? I said, yeah, no doubt, we got you. I said, well, why? What's going on? I'm out. Well, it's the same thing in this situation. It's the same thing in this situation. Don't tell me you're going to do something, you're going to do this, and then when I get there, it's something else. I hope and I pray that they pay that sister her bread. I really do. That should not be an issue. It wasn't an issue for Ted Henifin, and it should not be an issue for Dr. Bradley. Dr. Brackney has spent all that time up there doing her job. She raised a kid, you know what I'm saying? She had a good career. She learned everything that she's supposed to learn. She did everything. She earned everything that she earned. I always say, you get what you earn what you get. I ain't gonna come now. I ain't coming now. Look, you ain't finna pull me down here and pigeonhole me, bruh. Got me messed up. But they do it all the time. Especially the black folks. They do this crap to black people all the time. And it's whack. I understand protocols, policies. I understand all of that. But what I don't understand is promises that you can't keep. I don't understand that. And I'll never understand it. I will never understand it to the day I return to the essence. I will never understand promises that you can't keep. Hey. So, yo, we'll see y'all tomorrow. I have another one for you. And because I'm finna get off here and go and probably do something. I got to do some more computer work and got some other stuff I got to do whatever. And we will talk to y'all a little later. Hey, look, listen, yo, leave me a comment. You know what I'm saying? And please, and I will respond. Leave me a comment and everything, and yo, smash up that like button. Yo, don't play with me. Smash up the like button and share out this information. I want this information to really get out because, like I said, this is, it's just something to think about. Yo, so we'll talk to y'all on the next run. Until then, this is the 601 Network.